Hi. This is something kind of unexpected, and I say that now almost 2 weeks out from. Well, actually, no, almost a week out from the last mention. So I'm back with more Pokemon Legends Z-A news. I was fully expecting not to see this game for like a solid 4 months after the Pokemon Presents, but there was a Nintendo Direct, a general Nintendo Direct at the end of March, and then the Switch 2 presentation at the start of April. And in both of those, we got to see Legends Z-A. Not that much for the Switch 2 presentation. We'll get to it at the end. And then there's also just some stuff that I want to talk about at the end, including why I'm making this video now and posting it when I probably am. But we might as well just, get started. So the last trailer we had before these was the first look that we had of the game. It showed Lumio City. We got a look at some of the characters, and generally saw a little bit of gameplay. Now, in the Nintendo Direct on March 27th, we got to see even more brand new gameplay, and this came out of nowhere. I was fully expecting not to see this anytime soon. We got more gameplay of the game, and I gotta say, it is looking good. Starting out with this montage of stuff, and I like how animated the characters are too. So this starts off with a explanation of the city, giving a brief overview of it, and the fact that it's having its redevelopment plan, and we're gonna make it better for people in Pokemon. And it does show off a little more of one of the wild zones, and I do mean a little more. It's just like it's essentially like a park for the Pokemon to be in. And the catching mechanic does seem to work a little more like Legends Arceus. And we do get to see more. The Pokemon do attack you in the overworld. And then they also confirmed there are Pokemon that live outside of Wild Zones, so you don't have to go to Wild Zones to find Pokemon. I think some Pokemon will be found outside of it, and we get to see Steely for the first time. But the main meat of this trailer comes at around the 130 mark, or 140 mark, where we get to see nighttime Lumio City. Now this is interesting, right? Because essentially, this is like a free-for-all tournament called the Z-A Royale. This is where a lot of the trainer battles are going to be. So essentially what you're out here doing is you're trying to fight people to gain points and win matches. And each time you get to a certain threshold, you'll have to fight a promotional match to then raise your rank. You are going from rank Z to rank A, all the way to rank A. So the loop of this game is essentially going to be during the day, you're catching Pokemon and grinding your team up and acquiring resources with money and other things to face the onslaught of trainers during the night. And then doing that, you will raise your rank in the tournament, and apparently something good happens when you reach A rank, I guess. But it's really interesting to see that we have now more of a better idea of the loop of this game, where it's not just going to be roaming around catching Pokemon like Legends Arceus was. In fact, a closer look at a lot of this means that this game is going to be a lot more battle-oriented, which now in hindsight it's kind of obvious given the whole new, more dynamic and more interactive battle style that's going on. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But I do think it is kind of interesting to see this, because like usually we'd have a whole region worth of this, but it's really interesting to see how the way that the city will shift depending on the time of day, and even like the holograms, because there's going to be a red hologram area that appears somewhere in Lumio City, and you have to make your way there and fight trainers. But you can also do missions. These are more the blueberry quests from Scarlet and Violet's Indigo Disc. That's essentially what these are. And they give out not that much negligible amounts of I guess tickets would be the thing you're trying to do to acquire in order to raise your to get to the promotional matches and raise your rank. But yeah, so in terms of the general trailer, that's about all we get to see. We do get to see some more gameplay of the battle system. So you can actually not just sneak attack wild Pokemon, but you can actually sneak attack trainers, because they'll be standing out with their Pokemon waiting for battle. And you can sneak up behind them and basically surprise attack them, which I think on the site it says it's always going to be a critical hit, and it could potentially one-shot a trainer's Pokemon under the right circumstances. So, you know, same type attack bonus and everything. And there's not much really to say, because like we just have here's this thing now, but I'm really looking forward to doing this. There's also a stealth aspect to it, so it takes the classic Pokemon the moment that you get seen by somebody, a battle starts, and it turns it into a stealth section where there'll be a meter that fills up when you're in eyesight of an NPC or around an NPC. That's how much they're aware of you. When that bar fills up, they will challenge you to the battle. They will notice you and challenge you to a battle. And if you let that happen to you, there's a chance that your Pokemon might not be able to make the first move for a bit. So this game, much like how Legends Arceus prioritized the way that you went about catching Pokemon, this one's going to prioritize the way that you approach battling, on top of still having the Pokemon approach thing. We also get to see, on top of that, how some moves interact with each other. Like, for instance, we get to see now that moves like Dig and Bounce will basically, if you time them right, will essentially be used to dodge an attack, which is really going to be useful for the slower Pokemon, like Diggersby in the example in the video at 215. You know, that Pokemon isn't really all that fast, but you can still use Dig to move out of the way of something that's super effective, like the Binnacle's Bubble Beam. That's mainly all that we saw for this trailer. It wasn't a lot, but granted, there wasn't going to be a lot like the Pokemon Presents one, because that was the first time we had seen anything from the game in literally a year. So, I don't think there's much else if we go on the site, but I can look. Yep. Every night from dusk till dawn. Damn. That's a lot. Also, our friend Urbane / Tawny, depending on who you choose to play as, will also be a part of this. You also still have the ability to run from encounters as well, just like the wild Pokemon, by getting some distance between you and whatever you're fighting. Okay, so there's other stuff. So, like I mentioned earlier, you get tickets, you get ticket points. Then you can get a challenger's ticket, and that's what you need to take on promotional matches to up your rank. You can earn ticket points from battles and by picking up bonus cards, which are basically the things giving you missions, and when you complete those missions, you get more ticket points. And then there's also a win streak system that will also increase that will also increase the amount of ticket points and something called and some type of medal. What was it? If I go to look at it, prize medals. So yeah. There's also a prize money multiplier as well. So I don't know if the win streak is just for money or if it also accounts for your ticket points. But yeah, so we now know more about the flow of the game. So now that we know more about the way the game is going to be played, I'm going to now move on to why this is being recorded the way it is, or when it is. So we are pretty much a week out, like almost a week out from actually tomorrow will be exactly a week from the Switch 2 presentation. I waited to do this video for that because this game is getting a Switch 2 version. As of right now, it is only promising higher resolution and higher frame rate. That's a nice thing to have, for people who want it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to get that. I'll have to wait and see if there's more features. I probably won't if there isn't. Okay, now that that's done, now to actually get to the reason why I waited for this. It was that, but then also, I wanted to get this video out after all the news had been done, but I also wanted it out before the end of the month, because the 17th is a Mario Kart World Direct, and then that week after that is the last week of April. And I'm not entirely sure because I was, again, like I said earlier on toward the start of the video, I was expecting to not see this thing until May. We saw it a month later. So it's looking like it's possible that they could be doing news every month till the game comes out. Which I think will be good, but then that also means that I need to get these videos out within a month. Because it's very likely that something new will come out around that time. So, speaking of that, I wanted to get my predictions for what we're going to see next, if we see it this month or maybe early next month. It just depends. I think the next trailer will be showing character customization and maybe a new mega or something like that. Maybe a new scenario involving the story of the game. Because usually when they are promoting a Pokemon game, the second to third trailer that gets posted, especially on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, that is usually when we get to see the character customization and some of the options we get and some of the truly new stuff. Because the second trailer, unless it's something like a brand new game, like the first of each generation, we usually don't see a bunch of new stuff. We just see updated stuff, or like versions of stuff we've seen before. Legends Arceus was much the same. We didn't get to see any Hisuian Pokemon till the second or even third trailer. We just got to see places that, like the way Sinnoh looked in the time frame that game was taking place in. Same thing with the remakes, especially the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You didn't get to see a lot of new stuff, like maybe barring the starter Mega Evolutions, until the second, third trailers. So I imagine this one will be like that. I also imagine the next one will most likely directly come from the Pokemon Company, because they did not upload the Nintendo Direct trailer onto their channel, which just seems a little weird because they usually do that when a Pokemon game appears in a Nintendo Direct, but you know, it's whatever. So yeah, I think we'll see character customization and maybe a new mega or a new scenario or maybe a new character. Or returning character, we really don't know. And I'm thinking it could be the last full week of this month, or early next month. We still do not have a release date. We got a confirmation of a Switch 2 version before we got the release date. I'm still holding October. I'm leaning a little bit more towards September now, but not by much. But that's like the only part I'm really waiting on at this point. I'm already ready to get the game. So, whenever they're ready to give us that release date and price, I'm here. So yeah, that's gonna be about it. I think if I'm gonna have this out, let's say I'll have this out by the 16th, because the 17th is the Mario Kart World Direct. I'll have this out by the 16th. I'll on the 23rd, let's say, I'll do a new stream for Pokemon Y Live. That one will be us going to Lavera City. I don't know if I'm going to have anything animated for this. I doubt it. But yeah, so that's about it. I'll see y'all next time.